Hello, welcome back to the Discus Den. I guess it's been a while. I made a video sitting next to my breeding balcony. But yeah, in the first two recent videos that we made, we spoke about the history of discus and the basic fundamentals of keeping discus. But today in this video, we'll talk something that's very practical. 10 most or the 10 biggest mistakes new discus keepers make, right? So make sure that you'll watch it till the end. Now, the top 10 mistakes, and the first one in the list is not observing your discus properly. Most people treat discus tank like a TV, right? They switch it on, they watch it for a few minutes, they turn on the lights, and then they turn it off. But you see, as they say, observation in science, they say observation is reality. I'm sorry, observation creates reality. The more you closely watch them, the healthier and bolder they become, right? So, observation is key. Your discus will confidently come to the front of the glass, and the more you observe, the more it bonds well, and over a period of time they will trust you. They will really trust you, and at one point they will give you this cross section pose in front of your tank, and when you have done it, then I would say you have already won, right? So always, observe your fish, and especially observe your fish in the night. The reason why I'm insisting this is if you can do that quick sanity check before you hit the bed, let's say I have killed around, you know, 10 fishes, around 8 of them I would have, you know, seen them dead when I wake up in the morning, right? So a lot of fishy stuff happens in the night, and a lot of problems happen when the lights go off, right? So observing fishes in the night, helps you, prepare yourself as you wake up in the morning. So observing your discus fish is really important. And if you're not ready to observe and spend time and give the attention that discus needs, then you won't really go too far in this hobby. Okay. Now, the second mistake that beginners do is overfeeding and overcrowding the tank, right? So I would say that never feed when the filter is running. Okay. A lot of people feed when the water is circulating. So turn off the motor and feed once the water becomes still. And within a span of 5 to a maximum of 10 minutes, siphon out all the food that is left over, or the fish. When the fish is starting to tire down or is not eating, siphon it out in 5-10 minutes. And the third thing is, beginners especially, would like to bite discus too quickly and one after the other, especially when the tank is not even cycled or fully cycled, right? I guess this is one of the most heartbreaking mistake. I see people get excited when they come to the store or to a farm, they buy fish, and then immediately back to back they buy more and more discus in a semi-cycled tank or a non-cycled tank. And this kind of results in a lot of obvious devastating results, right? In a tank that is not cycled or semi-cycled, usually what happens is as you feed, the ammonia spikes. There is less space, especially when the tank is small, that is lesser than 4 feet or 3 feet. As you stock more, there's more food, less space, less oxygen, that results in more ammonia spike, right? So your tank should be fully cycled. So the nitrogen cycle, the process where I guess the uneaten food, starts to become ammonia, and the ammonia breaks down into more harmful nitrites. And this is where I always get confused. So imagine having two eyes as more harmful nitrites and one eye nitrate as the least harmful, right? So this process happens in a well-established cycled tank quite effectively. So never buy discus in a tank that is not fully cycled. Patience is everything, right? The next topic is about overstocking, right? Which is slightly interrelated to what I spoke. I think I covered a little bit about it earlier. So we a lot of beginners, they think more fish, the more beautiful the tank is, and that is true. You're adding more and more color. Your tank, the fishes will look vibrant. But overstocking is one of the most fastest ways to invite diseases. Again, right? There is there are more fishes, less space, constant stress, which will lead to a lot of common problems like gill flukes and a lot of bacterial infections, white spots. So give your discus enough room, right? These guys love high volumes of water. Now, there are a few aspects that I want to cover, but I don't want to go very granular because these are very self-intuitive and very understandable. Water parameters is something that we covered in the previous video, how important slightly acidic and slightly soft water is for discus keeping. I would also like to, as point number 6, I want to emphasize on the frequency of water changes. So one big water change versus small frequent water changes. If you ask me, one big water change a month doesn't cut it. So I would always prefer to do small frequent water changes. That is the way to go with discus keeping. The seventh common mistake I want to emphasize is quarantine, right? Never add new fish directly into your main tank. Never, unless or otherwise you are buying from a very trusted source, or you've been watching them raise their fishes over a period of time, right? And the fish that you're buying, right? And you've been observing it over a period of time, and then you kind of go ahead and make the purchase, right? Now the eighth point is compatibility. Again, something that we spoke about the fundamentals of discus. I again want to emphasize, discus are peaceful souls, right? You put them with aggressive fishes, you will literally start to see in front of your eyes how they will lose their colors and confidence. So it's better to be safe than sorry. In fact, I would say if you are being serious with discus, just call it a discus tank, right? And if you are interested to add a few more, just go with that is something really compatible, like a few tetras and a couple of corridoras at the bottom would not do any harm, right? But definitely no when it comes to fishes like severum. Yeah, so you know what I mean. Anyway, now the ninth, I won't say a mistake, but probably sign that a lot of new beginners in discus would be annoyed with is, as they bring the fish home, don't expect it, or there's nothing wrong even if the fish doesn't eat for the first few days, right? This means like 4 to 5 days, or maybe even a week, or maybe even weeks, right? Relax, breathe, and stop stressing them, or in fact, don't feed them. Don't try feeding more, right? That will only create more ammonia, build up more organic waste, right? There's going to be a lot of fluctuations which will stress the fish more. Just give it their time, right? And they will adjust to your conditions very soon. Now, last but not the least, something that is really important, right? The first one, as I said, the observation part, the attention part is really key, which is why, I wanted to take some time in this video talking about it. Similarly, I'm going to do the same with this last point, having a thermostat, right? Ignoring temperature stability. A lot of beginners think a thermostat is just a heater, which is not. It keeps your water temperature stable 24/7. That's the intent. That's the thing that a thermostat actually does. So please invest on a thermostat. But if you personally ask me, if you are in Chennai like me, you don't need a thermostat most of the year. But from November to January, you must use it, right? Temperature drops even a few degrees in the night can, stress them a little maybe, and you will see them, in cold conditions, kind of fussing around lazily and may not eat. So having a thermostat between the months of November to mid of January, right? If you are from Chennai, that would really do it. So yeah, I mean, these were the 10 biggest mistakes new discus keepers usually make. If you're just starting with discus, please save this video. It might, I guess, save you a lot of time, money. And if you have time, please share your experience and comments. I hope you found this video helpful.